Why do some vegans against wearing wool when it does not hurt the sheep? Mostly because it's still using animals for monetary gain, I think. And therefore they're still abused and chucked around and sheared as quickly as possible. That said, sheep absolutely do need to be sheared if the weather gets hot. Fly strike is far worse than shearing. As long as sheep still exist in the breeds they do, which largely don't naturally lose wool in summer, some more wild breeds do. And there are hair sheep, then it would be cruel not to shear them. And if you're getting wool anyway, might as well use it instead of all the horrible artificial fabrics. Polyester, etc. Emo. If sheep need to be sheared because they've been bred for that, why not just stop breeding them? Of course we can't leave the ones alive, but you do understand that more are continuously breed to keep it going? Sheep are almost never handled unless they are sick or being sheared. Since many situations where they are in contact with humans are painful, if they are hurt, shots and more, or stressful, taking babies away for check-ins, moving, these feelings are generalized. This means that sheep are just as stressed when humans cut skin of their butts to stop parasites, as when they are being sheared. They might not be in physical pain, but they are absolutely hurt. Shearing wild sheep or sheep that otherwise have had an okay life and doing so gently may be fine. But that's not what happens at the scale at which the wool industry operates. The profit incentives make it such that the processes are cruel and exploitative. For example, housing of sheep is optimized for efficiency and not comfort. Shearers are paid by volume and not by the hour and end up processing of the order of 30 sheep in 1 hour, often inflicting deep painful lacerations before they hurl the sheep off the shearing platform, etc. What are the strangest house rules you had growing up? You can't cut your nails at night. You can't cut your nails on a Wednesday. You have to enter the house with the right foot. If you hand a glass of water to dad, make sure it's completely dry on the outside or he will tell you to take it back. You can't touch other people's noses because they will have a nose touch, and the only way to counter it is to touch the initial nose toucher's nose back. Like what it was about. Maybe bad luck? You can't watch shows that had real kids in it because the shows were for older kids. Couldn't watch them when I was an older kid either, lol. PBS Kids only. Video game ratings were the word of God. Halo is worse than Dead or Alive cause one is T and the other is M. No Warhammer. D&D. Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic the Gathering. Simpsons is the most crass tib we are allowed to watch unless it's TV 14. Mentions sex or snuggling as Marge puts it, and was banned cause of the episode where Homer was smoking. Due to the fact she asked why he was smoking and I said cause it was his medicine, due to the episode context being that it was prescribed. She ended up thinking it was making us think smoking wasn't bad or something. No Disney princess movies, except Mulan, and no Barbie or Bratz dolls. Both of them were because my mom thought they set a bad example for young girls, needing a man to save you / fall in love and unrealistic standards of beauty, respectively. The no Barbies / Bratz rule was so ingrained to me that the first time after I played with them at a friend's house, I was silent on the car ride home out of guilt until I confessed. Thankfully my mom just found it humorous and said it was okay if I played with them at friends' houses or elsewhere. She just refused to buy any for me. They end up talking with themselves after being alone for a long time? Of course, I'm the only mofo that understands what I'm talking about. Wait, you talk to other people? Absolutely, it's always nice to talk to an intelligent person. It's your brain tricking you, social interaction to keep it alive. Doesn't take a long time. My wife says I talk to myself all the time. I tell her that I am the most intelligent person around at the time. Why do people say gender is a social construct and gender and sex are different, yet try to change their sex on birth certificates and use their gender instead of their sex for things like hospital stuff? So that people in the medical industry don't misgender them as much. It's just a comfort thing, and it shouldn't be any of anyone else's business why they do it. Society still runs on a very binary basis. Having our IDs match what we look like and present as reduces the chances of confusion. Hospitals are beginning to put both, which I think is great. Gender is a social construct. But people live in society and so conform to the norms of that society. A social construct is an imaginary set of boxes to sort people into, which are defined differently based on norms and traditions of the location and period of time. I am also not sure how a trans person would record gender on a hospital form, having not done one in a long time and also being cis. But I would expect modern hospital forms would record cis male and trans male as two separate categories, because your medical history matters in that context. But it wouldn't for something like a job application. Why do people change their IDs to reflect what they look like and not what requires a DNA check? Well, I'm not trans, but I've checked a lot of IDs selling booze. I never once felt the need to do a genital inspection or DNA screen. Just looked at the ID and checked if the information matched going by photo and general characteristics, age/gender. My DRS asked for gender and birth sex. I think most trans people, I'm friends with a few so know what they think but not the broader populace, would like that system. But people fight against doing something that's simple. It's one box for a cis person because the sex defaults to the same as gender. But for some reason some people get triggered at the thought of something so simple. Who or what do you have no sympathy for? People who hurt children in any way. Of course hurting teenagers and adults and whatnot is horrible as well. But it's just the fact that kids can't respond and do anything to defend themselves. They are the most innocent people in our lives and they need our protection. People who are so religious they will yell and start swearing like a sailor at the slightest question of whether their beliefs actually exist. My grandparents aren't quite as bad as this, but ever since my grandpa found out I was an atheist, he may never look at me quite the same again. Also Karens. People that throw kitten in the trash. Edit. Oh. And for those that don't know why I would even think of those kind of people, https://www.
reddit.com/r/next-level/comment/zrp1b7/this_guy_saving_kitten_from_crash_course equals share medium equals android_app _name equals androids term equals 1 content equals share_button. Child sexual abusers and killers. Don't even bother paying for the bullet. I want to feel the warmth of their life leave their bodies with my bare hands. People who purposefully and regularly take benefit, money, social status, etc., using other people by deceitful means and are fully aware of that what they are doing. Examples: scammers, thieves, people who buy limited edition items only to sell them at a crazy high price. I may excuse thieves if there's a steal or starve situation going on. People severely harming other people and feeling nothing in their consciences. This may take various forms. Severely entitled people.